right here. All the windows are open. So come right here, and I think just make sure you're giving them some love. They'll be able to hear you, and then, yeah, just, you got it. You're intuitive. Take it away.
Thank you, Lukey. Hi, everyone. I am Drew's older sister, Hannah, aka the other Hannah. And I'm so honored to be here celebrating two of my very favorite people. Drew and I are less than 2 years apart, so we grew up close, and I've been lucky to have a front row seat to his journey over the years. For Drew's whole life, he's had a sort of intuitive internal clock, and he's always done things on his own timeline, whether that was his journey through school, his path to starting a business, or proposing to Hannah last fall. Everyone was waiting for that one for a little while. From surviving my bossy big sister directives to being challenged by our mom to eventually meeting his match in Hannah, Drew knows how to hold his own around strong women. There's a line he often uses when someone wants him to do something and he's just not quite ready. In his famously diplomatic, chill style, he'll say, I'll give that some thought. Along with being very easygoing from birth, Drew has always been adventurous, creative, passionate, and sensitive. As a toddler, he would carry around a super worn-out blankie and bear, and he would put the blankie over his head whenever he was scared, like whenever my mom would drive us through a car wash. He's always been a big animal lover. He loves dogs so much that at one point he decided to see what it was like to be one, and we found him hiding under a table eating dog biscuits. As we got older, Drew went from being my little brother and my favorite play buddy to someone I had to learn to share with the rest of the world. He was always effortlessly popular, and in adolescence he officially became the cooler kid of the two of us. He put his natural leadership skills to good use in schooling me on certain teenage essentials that he mastered before I did. For example, the art of sneaking in and out of the house, navigating the nighttime woods to get to our friends' houses, and of course, showing me how to smoke weed.
Hell yeah!
As adults, Drew and I continue to have memorable adventures together. He was more of a homebody and a country boy, but he always made the effort to visit me where I lived, whether it was going to music festivals in New York or riding scooters around Paris. In Drew's early 30s, he went through an incredible period of personal growth, where he went from a job in golf course management to starting his own landscaping business. He bought his house and fixed it up. He was blooming into a successful adult version of himself, and it's no coincidence that this was around the time Hannah came into his life. One of the first times I met Han, my husband Jonathan and I went out for a boat ride with Drew and Hannah, and the two of them ended up getting into a surprisingly heated debate about political policy. This was fascinating and thrilling for me to watch because it was very different from his dynamic with prior girlfriends. And it actually turned out to foreshadow a key part of his relationship with Hannah, where they often have very different perspectives or approaches, but they always hear each other out and they're able to grow as a result. Another difference between Hannah and Drew is that they move at different paces in life. Drew's a slow and steady kind of guy. Hannah has a lot of forward momentum and a little more focus on the future. Once she makes a decision, she is ready to execute, whereas Drew might want to give that a little more thought. But together, they are able to find a perfect balance, and that turns out to be the sweet spot for them. One last example of their dynamic is when they first moved in together and Drew's tattered old blankie and bear resurfaced in a box of childhood memorabilia that my mom had saved. Rather than sending them to the junk box, Hannah lovingly suggested that they have a little memorial bonfire ceremony to say a proper goodbye to the stuffed bear that had seen Drew through all those car washes.
Still feel bad about that.
But to me, that sweet gesture really does perfectly encapsulate how Hannah meets Drew exactly where he is, while also encouraging him to dive into the future. And Drew balances out Han by helping anchor her in the present and not sweat the small stuff so much. Drew and Han, I'm so inspired by what a strong team the two of you have become. It's been a joy to watch you build a life together. I can't wait to see what the next chapter holds for you as newlyweds. Please join me in raising a glass to the beautiful couple. Love you guys.
Love you.
Here's to Bear.
Yeah, Hannah.
So the dinner situation is you get what you want now.
The band, the vlog. It was yesterday. Love you.